Okay, we're ready to look at the checkout process and the payment process in WooCommerce. Again, it's very similar to JigoShop, so I'm not going to go into a lot of details. One of the things I do like, though, is I think there's better user interface in certain respects with WooCommerce. Let me switch to another browser here, just because I was logged into the other one, so it knows who I am. So here's someone coming in as a guest, okay? Now, one of the things I like is right up at the top, there are big bars telling you, are you already registered? Oh, you can log in here, all right? You can also create an account here if you want. That's pretty much like JigoShop, but this up at the top, I think, is much clearer for visitors. Similarly with coupons, there's a very nice bar here that says, click here to enter your code, and then it all goes in there. On JigoShop, you just had a small little box down below right when you got to the checkout process. That's okay, but I think this is much more visible for people. This is set, by the way, back here where it said enable coupons and enable the coupon form on the checkout. If I went and did this and changed that, if I didn't allow the checkout coupons, let's go and see on the other browser. And if I refresh here, there we go. We don't get that notice about the coupon, but I think that's important in case the person forgot to put it in when they were on their shopping cart. Very similar structure here. If we go like this, we can enter a separate shipping address. So that's nice and handy. Let's take a look at payment gateways. Actually, I'm going to go back to my other browser. If we go to payment gateways here, again, very standard, like JigoShop, but the nice thing I like in here is the interface allows you to choose who can see what in what order. And so you can drag this around. You could put PayPal first, let's say. So if I save my changes, oops, hang on, it didn't change. Got to make sure it falls into place. There we go. And then you save your changes. So now PayPal is going to show up first on here. Now, notice direct bank transfer is still checked off, so I would need to go back here and I would say, make PayPal the default. I save changes. Direct bank transfer is the default right out of the box, even though it's not checked off. And I refresh this. Now PayPal, oh, that's interesting. It should have taken, let's go over here, default, gateway, save changes. Let's see what happens here. It's supposed to show up first. Now, isn't that interesting? Maybe it's because I've already chosen it. Let's go back to our other browser. You have to be careful here when you're logged in as the administrator. Oh, it's still showing direct bank transfer, so it's clearly not working the way we'd hoped it would work. All right. Status right here always tells you whether they're enabled. These are your choices down here. This will display, like if you added extensions onto WooCommerce with more payment gateways, they would all show up here. And what you have to make sure you do, if we go into cash on delivery, here's our little menu up top here. Sometimes it's easy to miss that. I'll say enable cash on delivery, save changes. So now when I come back and I go to payment gateways list, now it's checked off. So it's a quick visual check of what's going to be on your website. And again, lots of options within each of these. Cash on delivery, check. They're tied in with a payment gateway. Again, you may not be using this one, so you might have to get an extension that has your payment gateway on it. But PayPal does come with it automatically. Okay. So again, very similar to everything we saw in JigoShop here. And you can, again, test these things just by using the check or the bank transfer. Okay, so if I go over here to checkout, I can practice my checkout without having to actually place an order or credit card or anything like that. So let's try placing our order here. Now, one thing you might have noticed in one of the other videos, I went to the thank you page and I was expecting to see a summary of everything I'd ordered. The problem there was that I hadn't properly put in my code. So here's my thanks page, and I hadn't put in the thank you. I hadn't put in the short code, so let me update that. That's what I missed doing when I was putting in that page. Now, normally WooCommerce puts in those pages for you, but in that case, I hadn't had the pages because of the Jigo Shop earlier. So let's place our order. And now there's our thank you page. That is working. And it shows you everything that you ordered. And there you go. So you could print this out or something like that. But at least it confirms for people what's been sent in as an order. So that's a look at payment gateways and the checkout page on WooCommerce.